Good morning, groovy citizens, and happy Motivational Monday to each and every one of you. Y'all, it is such a beautiful morning. Right now, my dashboard says it's 71 degrees, and as you can see, the sun is starting to come overhead. So I said, let me run out here and get this video done and out the way, because if it gets too, well, it's not even really about, excuse me, it's not even really about it getting too hot. It's about the sun really coming through the trees across the street, and it hits the back of my phone and it causes it to overheat, and then it'll shut down. And I get this message that says, well, not that message, but I get this message across my screen that says that the phone will start working again once it cools down. So y'all excuse me for having to adjust my clothes here. As you can see, I have on my purple tank top, and too bad you can't see my pants. I have on purple and black workout pants because I'm feeling a lot better today. So when I finish this, I'm going to eat my breakfast and I'm run across the street and get my workout in. Today is leg day. As you know, Monday is always leg day for me. I'm not going to do any cardio because I just don't really feel like doing that. But I do feel a lot better than I did this past week. I was under the weather, so I do feel a lot better. I'm still congested and stopped up. 1 minute I'm stopped up, next minute my nose is running. So that's going to have to work itself out. But other than that, you guys, I feel so much better. And thank you so much to those of you that reached out to me to check on me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all. Now, let's jump into today's topic, which is I'm going to be sharing some realities that you need to hear. Realities that you need to hear. And I want to say rest in peace, continue to rest in peace to none other than Heath Ledger. As you all know, played the Joker in the Batman movie. These are some pointers that I found, or came across, I should say, on YouTube, and I wanted to share them with you. I have 7 things, and I promise to let you be. Number 1, he says, people aren't against you. Come on now, listen. People aren't against you. They are for themselves. I don't know about you all, but that was deep right there. That was deep right there, because we think a lot of times, and a lot of times they are, a lot of times we think people are against us. They don't want us to succeed. They don't want to support us, and the list can go on and on. But the reality is that they're not against you. They're just for themselves. They don't care if you succeed or not. They're all about themselves. So they're not thinking about you one way or the other. So keep that in mind. Number 2, climb mountains, not so the world can see you, but so you can see the world. Come on now. That's powerful, y'all. And everything I share with you, of course, will be in the description box, but that is so powerful. Climb mountains, not so the world can see you, so you can see the world. Y'all, I love it. This is why I do what I do. I do what I do not because I want to be seen, I want to be well known, or any of that. I do what I do so that I can see the world, so that I can be a blessing to the world. I can speak life into the world, because I have a topic that I'm going to be talking about probably sometime this week, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as a TikTok reel, or if I'll probably do it as a video here on YouTube as well. But I digress. But I do what I do because I want to see the world. I want to see the people prosper and grow and be all that they can be. So make sure you remember that. Number 3, you learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. As I've said before, there are many, and probably everybody that you see right now that's successful in their businesses or whatever it is that they're successful in. I promise you, at some point in time, they failed. Now, I'm not advocating for people to fail. I'm sorry, y'all, I got distracted by the school bus down the street. I'm like, school hasn't started yet. But anyway, I'm not advocating for people to fail. What I'm saying is that when you fail, it makes you a stronger person. Every business that you see today, I'd be willing to bet you that they failed in some area. If it's chicken, they failed in the recipe that they've perfected today. Along the line, they had to fail in order to get to the recipe that you love today. With burgers or fries or whatever it is, tacos, whatever it is, they failed with the recipe along the way, because that's just the way life is. Failure brings about success. And here's why. Simply put, when you fail at anything, you can come back stronger. You know why? Because you're going to look at what you did to cause you to fail. You're going to fix it. You're going to tweak it. And you're going to do it again. And you're going to try it again. And even if you fail the second time, you're going to take and tweak that, and you're going to try the third time. You may have to try it 10 times before you get it right. But the point I'm making is that each time you failed, it helped you to get stronger, which led to the success that we see today. Y'all, that's powerful. Number 4, the most dangerous risk of all is the risk of spending your life not doing what you want on the bet that you can buy yourself the freedom to do it later. How many times have I talked to you all about not putting things off? It bothers me when I hear people say, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it later. I'll do it later. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I can be transparent. I have a tendency to do that, and I have to catch myself and say, Michelle, do it now. Do it now. Because we like to say, I'll do it later. But guess what? The reality is that later may not come for you. Later may not come for me. Do you know how many people woke up and on over the weekend and said, you know, I have to do ABC, XYZ. I'm going to do that later. But later never came, because God called them home. Either that, or they had something else to do and they never got back to it. So it's not always about dying. It's just about we put things off and we say we're going to do it later. And again, sometimes later doesn't come because something else pops up and we don't get back to that thing that we should have done earlier, but we put it off till later. So stop thinking that you always have until later, because you don't. Number 5, go where you're celebrated. Come on now, not where you're tolerated. We can drop the mic on that. We can pass the collection plate, give the benediction, and go on home on that one. I need you all to stop staying in places where you're tolerated and you're not celebrated. I don't want to be around people that tolerate me. Well, you know, I don't really care for Michelle, but I tolerate her. Or I don't really care for Becky, but I tolerate her. No, that's not the place you want to be. You don't want to be someplace where people just tolerate you. You want to be in a place where people celebrate you, that they see the value that you bring into their lives, and they celebrate you by embracing you and encouraging you, not tolerating you. Like I said, some people say, well, hey, as long as they're doing something, I'm all right. No, I'm not all right with that, and you shouldn't be either. Stop hanging around in places where you're tolerated. Number 6, the person that you will spend the most time with in your life is yourself. So you better try to make yourself as interesting as possible. Y'all, that's powerful too. You spend more time with you than anybody else. Well, God is with us always, but you know what I'm saying, here on this earth. You spend more time with yourself than anybody else, so make yourself interesting. It bothers me to no end when people put more effort into themselves when they get around other people than when they are just by themselves. Honey, I make myself interesting even when I'm by myself. You hear what I say? Because I spend the most time with me. So I like to make my own self interesting. And I'm not always talking about putting on putting on a full face of makeup, putting on some earrings, or whatever it is that you do to make yourself interesting. But just make yourself interesting. You don't just do it for other people. Do it for you, because you matter. You're important to you, even when you're not important to other people. Come on now. Number 7, last but not least, if you accept your limitations, you go beyond them. If you accept your limitations, you go beyond them. I have learned to accept my limitations, and that is the thing that drives me to keep pushing. And then I look up one day and I go, wow, I did it. I did it. You know why? Because I accepted my limitations, and I decided that that's not where the story ends. Come on now. The story is not going to end right here. And it allowed me to push myself a little further. It allowed me to keep going when I felt like giving up. And so that's all I'm asking you to do, is to accept your limitations and then push past them. You can do it. You can do it. Now, having said that, you guys, I'm going to bid you all good day. I want you to remember that you are more than a conqueror. You are more than what somebody told you you could be. You are more than what you think you are. And don't let anybody, and I mean anybody, have you think otherwise. Because I'm here to tell you that you can do more, but you've got to believe it. See, I believe it for you, but you've got to believe it as well. Having said that, I want to say thank you all for giving me just a little bit of your time to speak life into you. And as you can see, the sun is really starting to come through now. So I want to say thank you. Welcome. If you're new to my channel, if you have not subscribed, please, please, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, because it helps with the algorithm and it allows me to spread my message to more people. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there, enjoy your day to the fullest. Enjoy it to the fullest. Go out there and do great things, because great things are waiting on you. You just have to go out there and find them. Listen, you know the drill, and you definitely know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And there's nothing that you can do about it. So now what? Accept it and move on, okay? Because I love you. I want nothing but the best for you, because guess what, y'all? The best is yet to come for you. The best is yet to come for me. The best is yet to come for us. Go out there and be successful. Love you all. We'll talk again on Wednesday.